Hi, my name is Alice, and today I'd like to make a brief video about tout in French. So the word tout in French is usually very easy for foreigners to understand because it means everything or everyone, and it's easy to deduce from the context, but it's usually hard to pronounce and to spell correctly because that depends on the function of the word tout in the sentence and the context it's used in. So tout can be used as an adjective, as a pronoun, and as an adverb. And I'm going to try in this video to cover the ways it can be used and the meanings, the pronunciations, and spellings. I'm going to start off with tout used as an adjective. As an adjective is completing a noun, of course it has to get inflected. So depending on whether the noun it completes is feminine or masculine, and depending if it's singular or plural, the spelling of the word tout is going to change. So T-O-U-T for masculine singular, T-O-U-S for masculine plural, and then we have T-O-U-T-E and T-O-U-T-E-S. And the tricky part is if the spelling does not change, whether it's an adjective or a pronoun, the pronunciation is going to change. So in the case of an adjective, we do not spell or say, the last consonant. So it's tout, 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 tout. So there is no difference between the singular and the plural, but there is a difference between masculine and feminine. So that is because we do not pronounce the last consonant. And you'll see later that when it's used as a pronoun, there is a slight difference in the way it gets pronounced. But let's stick to the adjective for now. The first use is when you want to use it to mean completely or fully. For example, je m'exprime en toute liberté. I talk fully, freely. Je m'exprime en toute liberté ou je m'exprime en toute franchise, as to be frank, être franc. Je m'exprime en toute franchise. So that's one use. Another use of tout as an adjective is when you want to mean whole. Il a plu toute la journée. It rained the whole day. In this case, toute la journée is spelled T-O-U-T-E because journée is feminine singular, and I did pronounce the T because again when it's an adjective it's only the last consonant that I do not pronounce. Then elles se voient tous les jours. They meet every day. Here I did not pronounce the S, and the S was there because it's a masculine plural in this case. And then there is another thing which is interesting to notice. I said se voir for to meet. You might know that voir means to see, and se voir is to see each other, and it's used with the meaning to meet each other. Elles se voient tous les jours. Then a last use of se as an adjective is en tout cas, in all cases. In this case, it means all. Now it can be used as a pronoun as well. The spelling is going to stay the same, so it's going to be inflected whether it's masculine or feminine, plural or singular. But the tricky part is in the case of the masculine plural, we do pronounce the S in the end. Let's get started with the examples. One would be tout va bien, everything is all right. Tout est prêt, everything is ready. Notice that here I did pronounce the T, tout est prêt, because the next word starts with a vowel, and that's more sort of easy to pronounce it that way, I guess. So that's how, when it's a vowel starting the next word, we do pronounce the T. And then to other example, j'ai répondu à tous. I gave an answer to everyone. And notice that here we're talking about a group of men. Therefore, it's masculine plural. And the S in the end gets pronounced. Whereas for the adjective, it was not the case. And then if it was a group of exclusively females, I could say j'ai répondu à toutes, T-O-U-T-E-S. And again, the last S does not get pronounced. Then the last use of tout is the use as an adverb. And as an adverb, it can complete a verb, it can complete an adjective, or it can complete another adverb. So a first point I want to make is usually adverbs do not change their spelling, so they don't have inflections depending on is it feminine or masculine, is it plural or singular. But in the case of tout, there is only for an adjective, which is feminine and starts with a consonant. And that's very hard to memorize, and I think that's a mistake that native French-speaking people could do as well. Because you don't hear the difference, it's very subtle. So for example, I am so surprised, je suis toute surprise. In this case, I spell it T-O-U-T-E because surprised is feminine singular, so it is a feminine, and surprise starts with a consonant. So because of these two conditions being met, I do inflect tout. If I said je suis tout étonné, it's still feminine, but étonné, which means surprised, it's a synonym, does not start with a consonant, and therefore there is no inflection. And that's just something you have to remember, but I think that's a mistake that natives do make as well. So that's it for today. I intentionally left away certain exceptions because I didn't think it would bring much to this video. If you liked it, please leave it a thumbs up. If you have any feedback or ideas, please leave them in the comment section. I'd be happy to hear about it, and I hope to see you very soon for more content.